Good morning, everyone. We are starting the class that is organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, our first topic is halogen compounds. Yesterday, we have discussed about the classification. Again, I'm just going through the revision part because some MJC students are also there. They didn't attend yesterday class. So, what are halogen compounds? Halogen compounds. These halogen compounds comes from the hydrocarbons. Halogen compounds comes from the hydrocarbons. So first of all we have to know what are hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbons, the name itself indicating that the compounds contains a hydrogen and carbon only. The compounds which contain only hydrogen and carbon are called as hydrocarbons. Okay, the best example are methane, ethane, next ethylene, that is our ethene. These are for example, methane is CH4, ethane means C2H6, ethylene means C2H4. So in these compounds only carbon and hydrogen are there. That's why these type of compounds are called hydrocarbons. So we can define halogen compounds are the derivatives of hydrocarbons. Derivatives of hydrocarbons, that means these derived from the hydrocarbons. How they derive means, see, if in methane we have 4 hydrogens now. So from 4 hydrogens, if we remove one hydrogen, in the place of one hydrogen, we can replace the halogen. Then we will get the, so CH3 and X. So in the place of hydrogen we are replacing with the halogens. What, first of all we have to know what are halogens. Halogens means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine, but astatine is not involving in the organic reaction, so we have only fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. These are called halogens. These are placed in the periodic table in the P block, that is at the right hand side, in the 7th group. They comes under the 7th A group of periodic table. So these are halogens. So when our hydrocarbons like methane, ethane and so on, propane, in these one hydrogen is replaced by halogens. One halogen or more halogen, that means one or more hydrogens are replaced by the halogens, we are getting the compound. So that compounds are called as halogen compounds. So now we can say that the halogen compounds are the derivatives of hydrocarbons. Okay, halogen compounds are the derivatives of hydrocarbons. So these hydrocarbons are generally represented by Rx. So halogen compounds are represented with the formula that is Rx. Here R indicates the organic part or organic unit. R indicates the organic unit and X means halogens. X means halogens. They may be fluorine, they may be chlorine, bromine and iodine. So this is about the general representation of halogen compounds. Okay. So next classification. Classification of halogen compounds. Classification of halogen compound, that means which type of halogen compounds are there and how many types of classifications are there. Let's see. So halogen compounds can be classified mainly into two types. Halogen compounds can be classified into mainly two types. First one is aliphatic halogen compounds. Aliphatic halogen compounds. Next aromatic halogen compounds. Aliphatic halogen compounds and aromatic halogen compound. First of all we have to know what is aliphatic and what is aromatic. So before that, aliphatic is nothing but the carbons. So remember one thing ma, organic chemistry completely deals about the carbon and its compounds. So in organic chemistry we are concentrating on the carbon and the carbon forming compound. So generally our topics are surrounded only the organic compounds. So carbon. So carbon is in the chain form. Aliphatic means carbons are in chain form. So if the carbons are in chain form, those are called as aliphatic. If the carbons are in benzene ring, like ring form, they are called as aromatic. So if the carbon, see here, these are all carbons. The two joint is nothing but the carbon. The point at the two joints of the lines is called as, is generally carbon. So the if the carbons are in benzene ring are called as aromatic. If the carbons are in long chain, they are called as a aliphatic halogen compounds. Okay. So in aliphatic halogen compounds, again we have That means if halogen, that is if fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine is connected to the carbon, is connected to the carbon, basing on the type of this carbon, again further divided into different types. So what I am saying here, generally the halogen is connected to any of the carbon in the carbon chain depending on the type of carbon. That means either it is sp3 carbon or it is sp2 carbon or sp carbon. So depending upon the hybridization and depending upon the bond connectivity of the carbon, these aliphatic hydrocarbons, halogen compounds are again divided into many types. In that, first one is the when when halogen connected to the when halogen connected to sp3 carbon, when halogen connected to sp3 carbon. Let's see. For example, we have ch3, ch2 and ch2x. Okay, ch3, ch2, ch2 and x. See in this, our x, connected to the carbon, it is in sp3 hybridization, it is in sp3 hybridization. If the compound containing single bond, if the carbon containing single bond, it is nothing but it is undoubtedly in sp3 hybridization. There are all are sp3 hybridized carbons. Why? Because all carbons are containing single bond. So this type of halogen compounds are called as alkyl. Alkyl halogen compounds, are simply we can call it as alkyl halides. Alkyl halide. Halide is nothing but if X is in the form of minus charge, if X is in the form of anion, generally it is called as alkyl. Generally it is called as halide. Here carbon group is nothing but alkyl group. Our R group is called as alkyl group. R group is called as alkyl group. So here carbon group is alkyl group and X is a halide. That's why the name is alkyl halide. The name is alkyl halide. Okay. It is in the case of X is connected to the carbon which is undergoing sp3 hybridization. Next, X, when X, that is X is nothing but halogen, when halogen connected to sp2 carbon, when halogen connected to sp2 carbon. So sp2 means what ma? sp2 means if the carbon is undergoing double bond formation, so the carbon is in sp2 hybridization. For example, ch2 double bond CHX. See here, the X is nothing but here halogen connected to the carbon, it is in double bond formation. That is, it is forming double bonds, means it is nothing but the carbon is in sp2 hybridization. This carbon is also in sp2 hybridization. So this type of compounds are called as alkynyl. This is alkyl. Alkyl means only CH3 CH2, that is only single bonds. Alkynyl means there is a double bond formation. These are also generally called as vinyl halides. So the name vinyl halides will be repeated in next topics. So you have to remember that vinyl is nothing but halogen is connected to double bonded carbons. Halogen is connected to double bonded carbons. Alkyl mean halogen is connected to single bonded carbon, and vinyl means halogen is connected to double bonded carbon. So this is about vinyl halides or alkynyl halides. So next, so we have completed the sp3 carbon when halogen is connected to sp3 and halogen is connected to sp2. We have another type of carbon, that is when halogen is connected to sp, when halogen is connected to sp carbon. That is, sp is means what ma? When carbon is in sp hybridization, when triple bond formation, generally triple bonded carbons are in sp hybridization. So we can write ch triple bond CX. Here, see here, the X is nothing but our halogen is connected to carbon. Okay, is connected to carbon. This carbon is in sp hybridization. The triple bonded carbon hybridization is sp. So X is connected to carbon which is in sp hybridization. This is called as alkynyl halide. So we have alkyl, that is X is connected to sp3 carbon. Vinyl is called as X is connected to sp2 carbon. So X is connected to sp, that is alkynyl halide. It is depend on the carbon, halogen attached to carbon. Next we have, so it is in the case of aliphatic hydrocarbon. Next, when halogen connected to aromatic ring, when halogen connected to aromatic ring, then what happened? See here, So aromatic ring is nothing but here benzene ring. So our X is present on the benzene ring. These type of if these type of halogen compounds are there, they are generally called as aryl halides. They are called as what ma? Aryl halides. Okay, aryl halides means our halogen is connected to benzene ring. So next we are also have another type of compound, that is when halogen is connected to sp3 carbon, which is present on the benzene ring, this is called as, see here, this is our benzene ring. Next sp3 carbon, here CH2 is sp3. Why? Because it is in single bond formation, so it is sp3 carbon. On this sp3 carbon our halogen is there. See here, halogen is connected to sp3 carbon, which is on the benzene ring. So this type of compounds are generally called as aryl and alkyl. See here, benzene is aryl, CH2 is alkyl. So aryl alkyl halides, these are generally called, it is our IUPAC nomenclature, these are generally called as benzyl halides. So benzyl means, see here, so benzene containing CH2 group is called as benzyl group. So whenever you come across this type of group, it is called as benzyl. So what is benzyl means? If the CH2 group is present on the benzene group, is called as benzyl. It is called as benzyl group. Next here, this group is called as aryl group. Okay, aryl means only benzene ring. Benzyl means benzene containing CH2 group. Is called as benzyl. Okay, you have to remember these type of groups. And in the last example we have discussed that CH2 double bond CH. If this group is there, beside this group, if any functional group is there, this group is called as vinyl. So now we have vinyl, benzyl and aryl. Another type of group is there, that is called as allyl. Allyl means, see here, allyl means we have double bonded carbon. So adjacent of the double bonded carbon we have sp3 carbon. See here, it is sp2. Why? Because it is sp2 ma, on the it is connected to double bond, so double bonded carbon is sp2, but here this carbon is undergoing single bond, so it is sp3. When our sp3 carbon is present adjacent of the sp2 carbon, this carbon is called as allyl carbon. Okay, understand? Once I am repeating here, the sp3 carbon, how we can recognize sp3 and sp2 means, simply remember that if it is in single bond, so on the both the sides of the carbon, only single bonds are there, that is sp3 carbon. If there is double bond, if in this side it is having only single bond, but on the right side it is having double bond. If one double bond is there, it is enough that we can tell that it is sp2 carbon. So beside of the sp2 carbon, sp3 carbon is there, it is called as allylic carbon. It is allyl, it is vinyl. So understand the difference. Vinyl means only sp2. Next, allyl means the sp3 carbon adjacent of the sp2. If halogen is present on the allyl carbon, it is called as allyl halide. If chlorine is there, if chlorine is present in the place of halogen, that is CH2 double bond CH and CH2Cl, this type of compounds are called as allyl chloride. So this group is allyl group, here chlorine is there, it is called as allyl chloride. So these are the classifications of allyl, benzyl and aryl. On the behalf of these type of classification, we have another important classification, is halogen connected to the carbon depending on the degree of carbon. So what is meant by degree of carbon means, either it is 1 degree carbon, 2 degree carbon or 3 degree carbon. So here 1 degree carbon means primary. 1 degree carbon, it can also called as primary. 2 degree carbon is also called as secondary, and 3 degree carbon is also called as tertiary. So we have now 3 types of carbons, that is primary carbon, secondary carbon and tertiary carbon. So on which carbon halogen is present? So basing on that category, we can also divide the alkyl halides into 3 different types. See here, I am writing here. The carbon is at, so in this, it is the first example. In this example, 2 carbons are there. this carbon is directly attached with this carbon. And that means this carbon is directly attached with only one carbon, and this carbon is also directly attached with only one carbon. So if this type of carbons are there, these are called as primary carbons. So these are called as primary carbons. Here it is primary carbon and it is also primary carbon. So in the second example, for example, we have here three carbons. In these three carbons, so is it visible, ma? Is it visible to you? Whatever I am writing here, is it visible to you? Once? Okay, okay, done. So here we have three carbons. In the case of first carbon, if I give the number, it is 1, 2, and 3. So first carbon, I'm talking about the first carbon. The first carbon, adjacent of the first carbons, we have two carbons. Okay, but would have to concentrate on the bond connectivity. Either it is in direct connection with one carbon or two carbon. We have to see that. See here, this first carbon is in direct connection with only second carbon only. There is no direct connection between the first and third carbon. Understand? There is no direct connection between the first and third carbons. Only it has direct connection with the second carbon only. That means it is connected with only one carbon. If carbon is directly connected with only one carbon, it is called as primary carbon. In the case of third carbon also, there is no direct connection between the third and second. It has only direct connection with the second carbon only. So it is also called as primary carbon. So here first carbon is primary carbon, third carbon is also primary carbon. In the case of second carbon, so either second carbon is primary. So what else? See here, this second carbon is in direct connection with the first and also direct connection with the third carbon also. That means what can conclude from this, what we know that from this means the second carbon is in direct connection with the two carbons. That's why it is called as secondary carbon or 2-degree carbon. I hope you understand the secondary carbon. So in the same way, we have another type of carbon, that is tertiary carbon. So tertiary carbon. So here I am writing the example, I am giving the example, this one. So if I give the number as 1 or x, y, z. So I am giving the number like x, y, z. So X carbon, it is direct connection with the same. If I gave the number for the middle carbon as A, okay, for middle carbon as A, okay. So here the X is directly connected with the A, not Y and Z. There is no direct connection. That means it is directly connected with only one carbon. So it is also primary. In the case of Y also, it is directly connected with only one carbon, that is A carbon. It is also primary. And the Z carbon, it is also directly connected with A, and there is no connection between X and Y. So it is also primary carbon. So here three carbons are primary. Then what about the middle carbon, ma? So the A carbon, it is in direct connected with the X carbon, Y carbon, and Z carbon. So it has three connections. That's why the middle carbon is called as tertiary. The middle carbon is called as tertiary. So if another type of carbon also we have, see here, all the four carbons are primary only. So from till now you have to understand the concept that primary, secondary, and tertiary. So these four are primary carbon, but the middle carbon is tertiary. Why? Because here it is in direct connection with the four carbon. That's why it is quaternary. Sorry, it is quaternary. So these are the degrees of carbon. So now it is only about up to this topic we are talking about only the carbon. Next we have to apply this topic to our alkyl halides. If halogen is present on the primary carbon, if halogen is present on the halogen, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine, present on the primary carbon, are called as primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide. I'll give the examples in the next page. So here primary alkyl halides. Primary alkyl halides means what, ma? Here it is primary carbon. On the primary carbon, so halogen is there. We can call it as primary alkyl halides. So here in the second example, if halogen is present on the first carbon, it is also primary only. Why? Because halogen is present on the primary carbon only. But if the halogen is present on the middle carbon, so if the halogen is present on the second carbon, the second carbon is which type, ma? Here secondary. That's why it is called as secondary alkyl halide. While writing the names, you have to imagine the structure. Alkyl means all are sp3. Halide means halogen. So in this way you have to remember the structures, and also you have to imagine the structures in your mind. Then only the organic will be easier. Alkyl means all are carbons, all carbons are in sp3 hybridization. Halide means halogen. See here, if halogen is present on the middle carbon, so middle carbon is which type ma? We are saying that the middle carbon is tertiary. So if the halogen is present on the middle carbon, then only we have to call it as tertiary alkyl halide. Then only we have to say it is tertiary alkyl halide. If halogen is present on this carbon, again it is primary, no. So again it is primary alkyl halide only. We should not write it as tertiary. Unless until the halogen is present on the tertiary carbon, we have to call it as primary only. If halogen is present on the tertiary, then only we have to say it is tertiary alkyl halide. And we know that there is no possibility of halogen on the quaternary. Why? Because here the carbon valency is 4. That means carbon can form only 4 bonds. So all the bonds of the carbon are here completed, are satisfied with the another 4 carbons, though there is no chance of the halogen presence on the quaternary carbon. So that's why we cannot see quaternary alkyl halides. We can see only primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, and tertiary alkyl halide only. Okay, so this is up to the yesterday's class only, but I'll repeat again here. So now our today's topic is nomenclature of alkyl halides. So our today's topic is nomenclature of alkyl halides. Nomenclature. What is meant by nomenclature? So nomenclature means giving names to the newly formed compound. So generally in laboratory, every day thousands of compounds are preparing. So every day thousands of compounds are preparing. So these compounds we have to give the number, otherwise it will be difficult to it will be difficult to remember or to study about the compounds individually. So the work of the giving names to compound is taken by the IUPAC nomenclature, IUPAC committee, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. This organization taken up the responsibility to give the names to the newly formed or newly prepared compounds. They'll set up some rules. So we have already discussed in the first semester, and in your intermediate topic or intermediate level also you'll study about the rules of the IUPAC nomenclature. So I'm not going details of the rules, but only I'm giving the names to the present topic, that is alkyl halides. Let's see the rules of IUPAC nomenclature for giving the names to the alkyl halides. So here we have RX. Remember R means, whenever you see the R group is alkyl group. R group is nothing but what? Alkyl group. Alkyl means CH3, CH2, like this. It may be single carbon. If it is single carbon, so if it is single carbon, it is methyl. So according to IUPAC nomenclature, if only one carbon is in the compound, we have to give the name as meth, not methyl, meth. If 2 carbons are there, eth. If 3 carbons are there, prop. 4 carbons are there, but. And 5 carbons, pent. For 6 carbons, it is hex. For 7 carbons, hept. For 8 carbons, it is oct. For 9 carbons, it is non. For 10 carbons, it is dec. So in the given compound, if 5 carbons are there, we have to give the name as pent. So I hope you have remembered that the general formula of IUPAC nomenclature. What is that? Prefix plus root word plus suffix. What is this ma? Prefix plus root word plus suffix. This is the general formula of giving the name to any compound. So here the root word indicates the number of carbons present in the carbon chain. Number of carbons in the carbon chain. So that is the root word. How many number of carbons are there? If there are 4 carbons, so the root word will be but. Okay. If there are 5 carbon, the root word will be pent. If there are 3 carbon, the root word will be pro. So these are the root words. Okay, this root word is nothing but the number of carbons. Next we have suffix. Suffix means the functional group. It may be functional group, Or in the case of hydrocarbons, what if a carbon carbon contains single bond, we have to give name as ane. If carbon carbons are there only single bond, we have to end the name with the ane. If carbon carbon containing double bond, so we have to call it as ene. That means the name is ended with the ene. If carbon carbon contain triple bond, that is ine. So these are generally called as suffixes. So either they contain single bond, we have to end the name with the ane word. If contains double bond, we have to give the end name as ene. If the compound that the root words carbons contain the triple bond, we have to give as a ine. So these are the suffixes. Either it may be functional group like alcohols. If there are alcohols, we are give the suffix as ol. Okay, in the same way, if there are acids, we are giving the name as oic acid. Like that, if there the suffix indicates the functional group, or like these end words, that is ane, ene or iron, depends on the number of carbons, number of bonds in the compound. Next, what about prefix? Prefix means apart from functional groups, there are some substitutions are also present. So by doing the exercises, by doing the examples, you will understand what is prefix, what is root word, and what is suffix. So prefix means the substituted groups. Okay, like methyl, ethyl, fluoro, chloro, bromo. These are all comes under the prefixes. Okay. So let's see the by taking one example. Very first compound, that is CH3Cl. Another one generally generally the naming of halogen compounds in two forms. First one is a common name. Common name, or generally these are called as tribal names. Tribal names. Second one is the IUPAC nomenclature. So common name means, so జనరల్గా మనం ఇంట్లో అఫీషియల్ నేమ్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, అంటే స్కూల్లో పిలిచేది, కాలేజ్లో పిలిచేది అఫీషియల్ నేమ్. అలా కాకుండా ఇంటి దగ్గర స్వీటీ, చిట్టి, పండు, చిన్ను అవేంటి ముద్దు పేర్లు. అలాగా ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే అవర్ ఆర్గానిక్ కాంపౌండ్స్ ఆల్సో టూ నేమ్స్, దట్ ఈస్ అఫీషియల్ నేమ్ ఈజ్ IUPAC name. Apart from IUPAC name also there is a commercial name. Generally by that name they are famous. Okay, these are called as common names. Okay, for example, CH3Cl is there. CH3Cl is there. CH3Cl common name is methyl chloride. Common name is methyl chloride. Why? Because CH3 is methyl group. Okay, CH3 is, remember so these are all very very important. These are like basics of organic chemistry. So CH3 means methyl. Chlorine. So when chlorine is in the form of minus, it is chloride. We have to add the name, we have to put the IDE. IDE means ide. So whenever anion is there, anion means negative charge containing negative charge species is there, we have to end the name with the ide. So chlorine, when it is a negative charge, we have to tell it is a chloride. So it is methyl, it is chloride. So the common name of the compound is methyl chloride. It is common name. Common name is methyl chloride. When coming to IUPAC name, generally these halogens like fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine do not come as a suffixes. Understand? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine do not come as suffixes. They comes always as prefixes. Prefix means you have to write the name before the root word. Prefix means you have to write the name of the group before the root word. So for example, here root word means the how many number of carbons present on the present in the compound, that is root word. Here in this compound we have only one carbon. So one carbon means what? It is meth. It is meth. Obviously one carbon is there, so all are single bonds only, methane. So this is the root word. Here ane is the suffix. So chlorine is coming as a prefix. So when chlorine is there in IUPAC nomenclature, we have to say it is chloro. In general name it is chloride, but in IUPAC nomenclature we have to say it is chloro. That is, we can write the name as chloromethane. The name of the CH3Cl in IUPAC nomenclature is chloromethane. So remember, methyl chloride is the IUPAC, it is not IUPAC name, it is common name. If it is in the form of methyl, it is common name. So in the IUPAC name, it is in the form of methane, chloromethane. Let's take the another example, CH3, CH2 and Cl. So here we have two carbons. For one carbon, we are calling it as methyl. For two carbons, the root word is, for two carbons, root word is the eth. For two carbons, root word is what eth. See here single bond between the carbon and carbon. So that is alkane. If the carbon-carbon containing single bond, the name is alkane. For alkane, the end word, we have to end the name with the ane. We have to end the name with the ane. So totally the name of the CH3 and CH2 is a ethane. That is a root word. It is the root word. Ane is the suffix. So along with this, there is chlorine. So chlorine we have to write before the root word. That is chloroethane. IUPAC naming is chloroethane. So apart from IUPAC name, we have also we have what is that common name? So common name is ethyl chloride. Ethyl. So this group is generally called as ethyl chloride. Whenever you see CH3 and CH2, or it can also called as C2H5. Why? Because here 2 carbons are there and 3 and 2, that is 5 carbons. So C2H5. C2H5 means chlorine. C2H5 means it is called as ethyl. CH3 is called as methyl and C2H5 is called as ethyl. So CH2, CH3, it can be in like this or it can be in the form of C2H5. So C2H5 chlorine, it is called as ethyl chloride. It is the common name, and chloroethane is the IUPAC nomenclature. So depend on the third example. For example, CH3 1230, CH3, CH, CH3 and Cl. See here, we have to give the numbering. Actually, we have to give the number here. 1 and 2 are there. That's why I didn't give. But you have to give the numbering. So the numbering is in the manner that the functional group or the substituent will get the least number. Okay. ఎలా ఉండాలి అని అంటే మన ఫంక్షనల్ గ్రూప్కి కానీ లేదా సబ్స్టిట్యూయెంట్కి కానీ తక్కువ నెంబర్ వచ్చేటట్టుగా మనము నెంబరింగ్ అనేది ఇవ్వాలి. So here generally 3 carbons are there. If you give from the right side or from the, that means top right side or left side, the chlorine containing carbon will get the same number. So if I am writing from this 1, 2, 3. If you give from this side also 1, 2, 3. So the chlorine containing carbon is getting the second number. So it doesn't differ in any way. So next we have here 3 carbons. So for 3 carbons the root word is prop. All are single bond. So ane, propane. We have to write the chlorine in prefix. So on which carbon it is present ma? On second carbon. So we have to write 2-chloro. We have to write 2-chloropropane. The name of the compound is 2-chloropropane. Okay. So in this way you can give the number. Next we'll do the another exercise. So if the compound is like this, CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, CH2Cl. Why always Cl? Now we'll take the bromine. So now we have to give the number. First thing is we have to give number. The number should be in the manner that the substituent or the functional group should get the lowest number. So I am starting from this carbon. We have to give number to the carbons only. No need to write the number to the halogen. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you give downside also, it will getting the fourth number only. Next, the first rule of the IUPAC nomenclature is we have to select the long chain. We have to select the long chain. So here either if you go right side directly, or if you go like branch, only 4 carbons are there. So no need to worry. So in the chain we have 4 carbons. And the bromine is present on the first carbon. Apart from these, we have another group present on the third carbon. So this group is called as substituent. This group is called as substituent. It is substituent. It is functional group. Okay, now it is functional group. It is substituent. So first of all, we have to write about the root word. How many carbons are there here? 4 carbons are there. We have here 4 carbons. So 4 carbons means the root word is what? Bute. So all are single bonds. You have to do like this only. అంటే మీరు అనుకోవాలి ఎన్ని కార్బన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, సింగిల్ బాండ్స్ ఉన్నాయా, అలా చెప్పుకుంటూ చేస్తే ఈజీ అవుతుంది. సో హియర్ 4 carbons are there. 4 carbons means bute plus all are single bonds. So it is ane. Okay. Next coming to the prefixes. Here bromine also comes as a prefix only. Here substitution also comes as a prefix only. But we have to write first this one, substitution we have to write. It is present on the third carbon. So it is present on the third carbon. General CH3 is called as methyl. So 3 methyl, 1 bromo butane. 3 methyl, 1 bromo butane. So actually we'll do like this, but In the case of two substitutions, like two prefixes are there, you have to go with the alphabetical order. You have to go with the alphabetical order. Bromine means it starts from the B and the methyl starts from the M. So we have to write what ma? Bromine we have to write. So that is 1 bromo. Why 1 ma? So bromine is present on the first carbon, that's why 1 bromo, and methyl is present on the third carbon. So that's why 1 bromo 3 methyl. 1 bromo, this is wrong. 1 bromo 3 methyl. So totally 4 carbons are there. So that's why but plus all are single bonds ane. So the name of the compound is 1 bromo 3 methyl butane. So till now we have discussed only about the alkyl compounds only. Alkyl. Why? Because all are sp3 carbons only. If a halogen is present on the double bonded carbon, like CH2 double bond CHCl, CH2 double bond Cl. Here it is, how many carbons are there? 2 carbons. So for 2 carbons it is eth, but double bond is there. When double bond is there, we have to end the name as ene. We have to end the root word as ene. And first carbon we have chlorine, that's why 1 chloroethene, or we can also call as 1 chloroethylene. So we can call as 1 chloroethene or 1 chloroethylene. So in this way we have to do the nomenclature of alkynyl compounds. If chlorine is present on the benzene ring, if chlorine is present on the benzene ring, so we are calling it as simply chlorobenzene, simply chlorobenzene. If bromine is present on the benzene ring, it is called as bromobenzene. It is bromobenzene. You should not give the space ma. So bromobenzene. Next, if chlorine is present on the benzyl group, it is benzyl group na. Generally aryl bromide is a common name. Here aryl chloride. Why? Because this group is aryl group no. So aryl chloride is a common name. Here aryl bromide is a common name. If we are seeing about the common name, this group is called as benzyl group. Chlorine is present on the benzyl group. We can call it as benzyl chloride. The common name will be benzyl chloride. But common name is different from the IUPAC name now. So whatever the IUPAC name is, here we have to give the number to this carbon. We have to give the number this carbon. On this carbon we have chlorine group. Next, in IUPAC this group is called as phenyl. In IUPAC this group is called as phenyl. Generally it is aryl, but in IUPAC nomenclature this group is called as phenyl. So we can give number as 1 chloro, 1 phenyl. We have only one carbon in the chain, methane. This is in the IUPAC nomenclature. 1 chloro. Why? Because on the first carbon, we have only one carbon. On this carbon we have chlorine group, that is 1 chloro, and on this carbon only we have phenyl group. So 1 phenyl. So 1 chloro, 1 phenyl, methane. This is about in the case of only single halogen is present. But if we have two halogens, if we have two or more than halogens, how we will give the name? See here, CH3, CH, Cl, CH, Cl and CH3. If it is in the case, we have to give the number first of all from right side or left side, but the substituents or the functional group should contain the lowest number. So I am giving from this 1, 2, 3, 4. If you give from this also, the same sequence will follow. So here we have chlorine on the second carbon and the chlorine on the third carbon also. If only one carbon is there, so we need not to mention as mono. So only single is there, so mono means single. But here two functional groups are there, that is two chlorines are there. When two chlorines are there, we have to tell it as di. For 2 chlorines we have to tell as di. For 3 chlorines, tri. For 4 chlorines, tetra. Like this. Okay, now we have here 2 chlorines. On which positions we have? On second position and third position. We can call 2, 3 dichloro. 2, 3 dichloro. Totally how many carbons are there? 4 carbon. So but plus all are single bonds ane. So the name of the compound will be 2, 3 dichlorobutane. So if here two chlorines are same, that means two functional groups are same. So it's not need not to be same, no, it may be different. So for example, CH3, CHCl, CH2, CHBr and CH3. If it is in the case, so we have to give the number from this side 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. On second position we have bromine, and on fourth position we have chlorine. So totally we have here 5 carbons. So first of all we have to start with the prefixes. That means we have to start with the halogens. After that we have to end the name with the carbons. But here we have bromine and we have chlorine. So which one we have to write first means we have to follow the alphabetical order. So according to alphabetical order, B comes first. That's why we have to we will start the name with the bromine. That is, and bromine present on the second carbon. That is 2 bromo 4 chloro, 2 bromo 4 chloro. Totally how many carbons ma? Pent, 5 carbon. Pent plus all are single bonds na A. So we can call it as 2 bromo 4 chloro pentane. So in this way we can give the number. So this is about the IUPAC nomenclature ma. I hope you all of you understand. So in tomorrow class we will go to the reactivity. Okay. So we'll see the small reactivity reaction now also. That means it up to this we have discussed about the classification and the nomenclature. Next we'll discuss about the which type of reactions alkyl halides will undergo. That means either they undergo in oxidation or they undergo reduction like this. So chemical reactivity, we can call it as chemical reactivity. Okay, we can call it as chemical reactivity. In chemical reactivity, the first reaction the alkyl halides will undergo, that is the reduction reaction. The alkyl halides undergo first reaction. First reaction is the reduction reaction. So first of all we should know about the reduction reaction. What is reduction ma? Addition of hydrogens. Addition of hydrogens is called as reduction, or we can also call as elimination of oxygens. Elimination of oxygens. Okay, either if we add the hydrogens to a particular compound, or we can remove the oxygens from a particular compound. So in this process, if any process need not to conduct two process at a time, either it may be addition of hydrogens will takes place, or elimination of oxygen also takes place. So that reaction is considered as a reduction. So we have any of the process is necessary for the reduction reaction. That means here alkyl halides are undergoing reduction reactions. For example, RX is there. For example, RX, that is alkyl halide, it is undergoing reaction with the nascent hydrogens. Nascent means like single hydrogens. That means highly reactive in presence of some reducing agents. In presence of some reducing agents, they are converted to alkanes. I'll give one example, then you will understand. Alkanes. For example, we have here methyl chloride, CH3Cl, that is methyl chloride. When this methyl chloride is undergoing reduction in presence of any reducing agent, I'll tell you what are reducing agent. So here chlorine is eliminated out and hydrogen comes under the chlorine position. So already CH3 is there. Already CH3 is there. Another hydrogen will comes in the chlorine. So that is H. So CH3H, we can write here CH4 now. CH4 means what? Methane. So methane is nothing but alkane. Another example, we have ethyl chloride, CH3CH2Cl. While listening to the name, you have to imagine the structure in your mind. So ethyl means C2H5, or you can also call as CH2 and CH3. Chloride means chlorine. So CH2, CH3Cl, it is called as ethyl chloride. It is also undergoing reduction with the hydrogens in presence of reducing agent. What happened? One hydrogen and one chlorine will go out as HCl. In the place of chlorine, a new hydrogen will come and attack. Will getting already CH3 is there. Two hydrogens are there. Another hydrogen will come and attack. So totally CH3. So CH3 is nothing but ethane. That means when alkyl halides undergo reduction in presence of any reducing agent, we are getting what? Alkanes. Alkanes means methane, ethane, like that. So now comes to the reducing agent. What is mean by reducing agent? Means the compounds are the substances for example Y, which is using for the reduction. That means with the help of this only the reduction process will possible. Those are called as reducing agent. So here to Rx we are adding hydrogens. These hydrogens are comes from the reducing agents only. These reducing agents add these hydrogens to the alkyl halide. That means the compounds are the substances which are ఏంట్రా స్టాప్ అయిపోయింది ఏంటిది